Okay, today we're going to talk about that Activision and Blizzard stuff. If you want to know what's going on with this stuff, I really encourage you to watch Zepla HQ's video on the matter. She has a lot of insights and experiences to share, and as well as echoing some of the statements I make in this video. It's really well done. It's really good. I just encourage you to watch that if you want to get more detail. Because I'm not exactly talking about Activision in this video. But there's something else we need to talk about. Because as disgusting as what happened at that company is, and how mortified and angry you might be, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's happening everywhere. And the only reason people know now that it happened at Activision Blizzard is because people spoke out years ago to the right people to get the investigation going. And now let me ask you, if you were working at Activision and you saw this shit happening, would you sacrifice your job to protect those women?
Space Coconut.
I'm a former Marine. I was stationed in Okinawa for a couple of years, spent some time in Iraq, and I finished up my time in California. In those years, I saw how a few of those men talked about other people in general, not only women, and heard stories of things happening to those other people in the past. There was one event in particular between a male and a female Marine at a party that ended up in several demotions and court-martials within my unit. Thankfully, I wasn't invited to that party because I have always had the same award-winning sociable personality that you've all come to know and love. When it was my turn to answer questions about the event because of the investigation, you bet your ass I listed off all of the other shit that the people in that unit had did and said before that party to make sure that the investigators knew exactly what kind of people they were dealing with. Mrs. Coconut had several stories to share with me about her many experiences, and while she doesn't feel they're as extreme as other stories, I think it's important to point out that if something makes you angry or uncomfortable, you have every right to correct the issue, but you need to be willing to speak up. My point with sharing these things with you is that the stuff that happened at Activision Blizzard happens everywhere. Women everywhere are subjected to varying degrees of this kind of harassment. Your sisters, mothers, aunts, cousins have experienced this kind of harassment to one degree or another. Ask them about it, and I'm sure they'll have something to share. But how does that make you feel? People are starting to say boycott Blizzard in order to punish the company, which is cute, but irrelevant. That's what the lawsuit is for. Edmund Burke said, "All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing." How different would this Activision story be if some of the weak-ass men that worked there actually stood up for their coworkers? How different would it be if those women didn't feel so completely helpless and alone in that environment? I work in retail, and many of you who have walked outside into the real world have seen how many garbage human beings walk the earth. Those people come into my store on a regular basis, and on more than one occasion have decided to have lengthy chats with my female coworkers. I've had to leave my workspace on more than one occasion to politely encourage a customer to work with me and leave my coworker alone. Oftentimes they reject the offer, and I politely encourage them to leave the store with an intensity that kills local vegetation. My female coworkers know to come to my side of the store or call me on the radio if they have a problem with a customer. I introduce myself to new female coworkers and let them know they can do the same if there is ever a problem with a customer, or another coworker for that matter. Guys at the store who no longer work here have made comments thinking they're being funny. Soon find out how funny they are when I call them out on it. I don't change companies with my behavior. I don't spark nationwide calls for change or anything like that. I simply protect the people around me however I can. The shit at Activision happened because people, men in particular, didn't do a damn thing to help their female coworkers. That shit happens everywhere because men don't stand up for women when it matters. I don't care about parades or marketing events where men dance around wearing pink and chant that they support women to earn social justice points on Twitter. I care about the guy sitting at the desk that sees someone getting harassed and gets off their ass to stop it, as well as talking to the right people about what happened. This stuff that's been revealed about Activision is disgusting and tragic, and all of you are probably as pissed off about it as I am. But that company's issues with harassment shouldn't be your focus after hearing about it. It should be where you live and work, what you teach your kids, and what your coworkers know about your character. That's what you should learn and do from this story, and that's the point of this video. Activision is going to do whatever Activision does here. It's all about saving face and money for the stockholders now. As a regular person, there's not much you, I, or anyone else can do about it. Instead, I want you to start standing up for your coworkers. Because if you let shit slide because you're too much of a bitch to do anything about something you saw happen, then you are just as guilty of it happening as the sickos who did it themselves. Your virtue signaling is worth absolute shit if you're not strong enough to stand up when it matters. Unfortunately, I do have to add this part for you guys who choose to stand up for the women around you. Those women don't owe you anything if you help them. They don't have to date you. They don't even have to be nice to you. Helping them isn't gonna score you good guy points so you can buy yourself a night with them next weekend. If you stand up for a woman, or anyone for that matter, expecting to get something from them, then you're just as big a piece of shit as the people doing the harassing. On a similar note, ladies, I've been told quite sternly before that a woman could take care of herself and didn't need my help. So for you ladies who are strong enough to stand up for yourselves, don't bust a guy's balls if he's genuinely trying to help you out. You might discourage him from helping somebody later when they actually do need his help. Be as gracious as you are fierce. I know this is outside what we normally talk about, but we all know this is too important to ignore. A woman is dead because of what happened at Activision. How many have already died? And how many more need to die before you actually do something about the stuff you see happen right in front of you? Stand up for the women around you, as if you're standing up for your sisters, nieces, and wives. Because this shit will happen to them one day, and you're gonna wish that someone will stand up for them when you can't. If you made it this far in the video, I literally only want you to do one thing. Stand up for the people who need it when it matters. Because liking this video, being angry on Twitter, or walking in a parade isn't going to do a damn thing in the real world. Saying something and taking action when harassment happens will save lives. So go. Save lives.